Please join me in giving Mr. Hanzo, the Grandmaster, a very warm welcome as he presents his talk entitled Sell Your Way to Success.
Thank you, Segi. How many of you are students? Raise your right hand. How many are not students? Raise your left hand. Technically, everyone is a student. We're all learning. So today, I'm here to learn as well. How many recognize me from the TV show The Apprentice Asia? How many don't like me on The Apprentice Asia? So anyway, this is the live figure of the TV show character. So I want to share with you my life journey. So we have 15 minutes. Where's the timer? There you go. So we have 15 minutes. Just want to share with you what I've been through. And hopefully one of the points in there is going to inspire you to achieve more out of your life. So I'm very lucky because when I was a kid, I was always told that I'm a genius. You're such a genius. You're such a genius. So when I start crawling, you're such a genius. So I was programmed from birth that I was a genius. So when I went to school, don't need to study, score all A's. So genetically well built, so I win a lot of sports. So when I work, I love to seduce my bosses, so I get a lot of promotions. And one day, there's .com boom, so I started a .com company and sold it away, and now I got nothing to do, so I come and talk. No need to do. And then my rich uncle recently died and left me a lot of inheritance, gold bars, cars, equities, silvers, whatever. It would be nice if that story is true. So here's my real story. I'm an average guy from an average family. Mom is a teacher, teach beauty courses. My dad used to work for Bank Negara and then move out to the commercial world as a banker. Got wiped out by the 97 crash. Zero, bankrupt, nothing. So we have to work basically. So nothing is being given, just a normal family. So I started my first career in sales. So my whole career is nothing but sales. So in my profile, it says age 18, I read a motivation book, which is true because I was entering my brother's room. I want to steal some money, but I can't find any. But I found a book. So I read the first page of the book and it says, you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. A quote by Zig Ziglar. And I told myself, you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. What kind of rubbish statement is this? Page number 2. You are designed for success, engineered for greatness. You are born to win. Nonsense, page 3. Basically, I never read a book in my life. So I was reading the book, page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, I read the whole book, 100 over pages. First time in my life, I read a book word for word without falling asleep like you guys. So we know we are students, right? We were students at least. So I read the whole book. It's a motivational book and it totally changed the way I look at life. How I see life, how I think about life, what is so negative about life, nothing. Because it has wiped out, cleaned my brain. Brainwashing, right? Sometimes you need to do that because the brain is very dirty. So, dirty thoughts, dirty things that we get polluted by the society. So anyway, I was clean the brain. So I was so motivated, and then I started to take up my reading habits. At the age of 18, I started to read. All sorts of books, motivational, sales, persuasion, Kama Sutra, whatever. Whatever that you can buy in bookstores, legally, that means I'm okay to buy. I'm not weirdo, right? Correct or not? You can go bookstore and buy, that means government have approved. So anyway, joke aside, I read so much books, and I was so pumped up, so I went into sales because I thought to myself, what kind of job allows me to earn more than my age? Sales law. So I have to go do sales. So I went into my first sales job, which I failed. Now I can talk for days. When they ask me to talk for 15 minutes, I say, oh my God, that's like introduction of my bio only. But anyway, so I went into sales, my first job, which I failed. I can't talk to someone. I don't want to talk to people. My hands were shaking. My legs were shaking. I almost peed in my pants. Have this fear. I almost cry. I almost run back to my mommy and such. And then I failed. So I went to my second job. Web designer. So I was a web designer for 6 months. You might think, wow, this guy web designer, are you sure or not? I'm very creative, okay? Okay? So don't look down on me, So I was a web designer, I was sitting there in front of the cubicle, I was looking at the screen, and one day this voice came to me. Hanzo, you must change. The voice sounds like me because I was talking to myself. So I said, need to do something. So I left. I went back into sales. So I went to a lot of companies and basically just to interview them. Can you change me or not? I'm introverted. You may be very surprised, but I'm actually a very introverted person. Now I look very extroverted because got stage, power a bit. But in life, I'm actually a very introverted person. I want to do things myself, don't want to mix around, don't feel like socializing. But in the business context, mostly I'm extroverted. So anyway, I went and interviewed all these companies, and I chose one. 130 salespeople, fantastic company, very large. I went in there and I worked very hard. That is the recipe, work very hard and work very smart. And I told myself, I want to be number one in this company. How do I do that? To oversee number one, you need to beat number one. So my first strategy is find out who number one is. And her name is Jennifer. So I went and bode her. Hey, Jennifer, I heard you're number one. You're very king chao. You're very silent. You're very smart. You're very successful. The first is like, yeah, me. So I said, I'm this new guy, so you got to help me out, man. You got to teach me, bring me out to the sales presentations. I want to see how you sell, how you deal with objections, how you close. The fellow says, no problem, follow me. I said, thank you very much. So I follow her around, and after looking at all her sales presentations, I found one key success factor of the top sales performer. Among 130, she's number one, I found her skills is not so good. I was puzzled and surprised. How come top salesperson's skills is not that good? But I realized something. When she wants to sell something, the eyes will change. It's like a predator, slowly crawling towards the victim and woof, and gets the hunt, the prey. So her eyes will change. Her desire to want to close the sale is so strong that she will get it no matter what. And that's why I saw in her eyes. When she sells, her eyes basically change. Her energy changes. And she's number one. I said, that's what I learned from her. Okay? So great mindset and motivation. The desire to win. Good. But I still need skills. So where to get my skills? Basically very simple. I go and learn from all the managers. So my respective managers, I go to approach all the managers in the companies. I went to my national sales manager, I went to my sales director, I went to my managing director, because she was also from sales exec rising all the way to the top. And I said, I want to learn, I want to be number one. How and what do I do to be number one? And they start sharing me with all the secrets. So I compiled all these ideas. Now it's time to apply. Test it out to see whether it works for me. And then I tried and I created my own system of selling. Cut the story short, I overseeded Jennifer and number one salesperson. First success of my life. Because I've been a failure of my life. Never achieved much. So first success of my life, I was standing on stage, giving speeches, inspiring people like, you want to do sales, this is what you do, So that's my first success of my life. So lesson, first one, you must have a goal. I told myself I will be number one. And then next thing, you need a strategy. You cannot be, I want to be number one, I want to be number one, I want to be number one, but no strategy. So my strategy is very simple. Find out all the performers, what they are doing, copy them, modify it, apply, and work very hard because that's very important. And boom, I beat all of them. So that's two key lessons. Have a goal, have a strategy, and third lesson is work very hard. So then I became the top sales guy. Subsequently, I moved out into a couple of things. One of the things was being a manager, and I told myself, okay, now I can sell. I want to teach others the same thing. Okay, so I went and become a manager, and the guy says, I don't want to hire you because you got no manager experience. You're a fantastic sales guy, but you got no manager experience. So I went out there, I said, no problem. You want experience, I will get it from you. But it for you. I went out there, gained the manager experience, and I went back to the corporate world, became one of 6 sales managers there. And my job is to teach guys how to succeed. So I found some formulas there. So the lesson is very simple here on how I became a manager. Because, number one, I set a goal. I want to be a manager. Okay, and number two, I need a strategy. Go out there and figure out how to rise to the managerial position. Subsequently, after the managerial thing, I went in to become a sales director. I was 25 years old when I was a sales director. And you might think that I'm very old now, compared to you, of course. But 25 is fine. I was a sales director. There are 60 staffs in the whole company. And I have to build the team, build the process, put the culture in place. But it is possible that someone can achieve that. The strategy to achieve that is very simple. I want to share with you. You first go and work for a large company. Okay? You achieve success there, because without track record, you can't actually work your way up so fast. So work for a big company. Have a track record there. Then subsequently, move to a smaller company, because instantly your position will jump on. Then after that, you want to be sales director, go to a smaller company. That's how you go. That's how I achieve sales director level at 25. Which big company? Actually, now got a lot of large companies of my clientele actually do hire a lot of guys at this age to be head of sales and sales manager. So it's possible. If you have a goal and you have a strategy and you work very hard, and if you have results, you can rise to the top very fast in the corporate world, in the working world. So that's my strategy. That's what I want to share with you. After my sales directorship, and that's why I started my business. At the age of 26, I started my business, and it's a fantastic business because I love it. I'm passionate to inspire. So I do this every single day, going around, giving talks. In fact, I'm the first speaker because I have to run off to time.com later to go and motivate the sales team to perform, to get results. So this is what I want to share with you, yeah? So please set a goal and then have a strategy. Work very hard and get results. Work with big companies, go to mid-sized companies, go to a smaller company, and that's how your titles will change very fast. Okay? And then after that, subsequently, you can choose your career path. So very simple lesson. Okay? I just want to share a quick story that's about me. And of course, after that, when you are kind of dramatic, people will choose you to be on a TV show. You know, it's like, this guy is dramatic, it's good. Young, successful, aggressive, dramatic. Okay, suitable for TV, pass. So I went on TV. So if you guys have not seen the TV, just go and download from torrent, which is illegal, but nonetheless, it's the only way for you to reach the past episodes. So you can watch the TV show Apprentice Asia. It's a fantastic show, but don't buy the dramas. Just look at the lessons because it's very good for business. Okay, so basically that's my talk for you. I think there's a Q&A session, right? I think just spend the balance time to do Q&A so that I can answer any questions you want to know about me, what I do, or you can direct personal questions of any kind. So let's open up for Q&A for the balance time. So you want a Q&A? Just raise your hand, and then we'll smack you, and then we will address your question. So let's try this side. Any questions? Going at 3 to 1. Okay, next. Because in life, you're going to make decisions fast, right? So, that side. Any questions? No. 3, 2, 1, go. This side. 3, 2, 1, go. Fantastic. 3, 2, 1. And here, yes, madam. Right, thank you very much for the question. How Apprentice Asia works is 30,000 people applied, they choose 100, they choose top 30, they then go for a bunch of interview tests, psychological tests, medical tests, IQ tests, all stuff of tests. Then after that, top 12, then you must do TV. So, your question, how was the experience? Stressful. I lost so much hair now that there's no more hope for me. So anyway, it's very stressful. You basically get up at 4:30 every single day. By the time 5:30, your makeup is done. 6 o'clock, the audio guys come in. And then 7 o'clock, you start to walk towards some open area where you see Tony walking in. So it's very stressful. It's lack of sleep, intense tasks, no resources. You do not get to speak to anyone. They actually block you off, You don't get to communicate to the outside world. But it's a very, very, very good experience because sometimes I've been through actually 2 failures of my life, which wiped me out. All my money all gone negative. And this is my 3rd failure of life. It's like major. It's like, I can't sleep, man. I got fired. I never been fired in my life. I fired a lot of guys before. So that's apparently how it feels. So sometimes you need the experience to get feel. But failure is good because failure makes you think. failure gives you lesson. So you won't fail in life. You know, I've told you my success stories, but in between those two, I actually have 2 failure stories. One of them when I was 21, when I lost all my money, minus some money, okay, because of some failures. The second one, because I started another business, which I also failed, and I owe like 30 over thousand. Not like, I owe 3 million, no, I owe 30 over thousand only, okay? But I was 24, so that's a young age to owe this kind of money. Parents cannot give, but I repaid everything from work. So failure is good. It makes you think, gives you lesson, and then it humbles you down a little bit, you know, so you can grow on progressively in life. So Sales Ninja, currently we are our largest sales training company in Malaysia, at least. So we are growing through franchising and licensing. So it's all good from here, because now I'm back to my life. But sometimes on the airport, people will still, hey, you look familiar, lah. Huh? You're not my ex-girlfriend, right? So normally it's like, yeah, because it's very easy to identify, like, you know, tall, TV guy, dramatic, and have a signature visual. So yeah, sometimes I still do get that, so it's pretty good. Thanks for the question. So any last question? No, with that, time's up, 15 minutes. I self-end myself, because normally it's like, time's up, signboard and stuff. So thank you very much, Segi, for inviting me to come share with you. Music! I gotta go. It's okay. Sayonara. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry. One last thing. Yeah? MC don't allow you to use handphone, oh, but I want you to use handphone. Okay? Okay, 1 minute only, 1 minute. Open your Facebook account. Don't like me, like my page. Okay, very simple. Take your headphone out, go to the search button, type sales one word, space, ninja one word, 4,000 over likes, tak cukup lah. Mestilah 50,000. So, you like the page, so that's how you can communicate with the sales world. So because I come from the only sales world, so you want to know more about other stuff, you want photography, got some other page for you to like, but you want to know more about sales, that's where our page comes in. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.